If you're looking for ways to market your business better, it starts with having a focus. Now, my name is Joseph Bojang, and I have all types of videos on this page talk about money, mindset, and marketing. This video today is going to be part of a series that takes you through understanding how a business focus and a business plan helps you create a great marketing strategy, and that marketing strategy actually helps you have a business breakthrough. So this is the first video in the series. I hope you get a lot of value out of it, and don't forget to check back each week as I have more videos like this. Okay, let's start out with focus. Focus creates clarity. And why do we want clarity? Well, clarity helps to reduce stress, it helps to reduce overwhelm, and it also gives you a priority in your business so that you know what you need to go after. And in order to find out what you need to go after, you actually have to have a business plan and business goals. But once you have that business plan and business goals, we then start creating a marketing strategy. But everything that I'm going to discuss, whether it's about what you do on Instagram, what you do on YouTube, what you do in your Facebook ads, or how you create a marketing or sales funnel, you have to have a very clear strategy and focus on exactly what you're doing. Now, I like to use this analogy from a book called The 4 Disciplines in Execution. And that's how I root all of my marketing strategies in this idea that there's something wildly important to you. There's something wildly important to why you created your business. But what happens is that you wake up in the morning and there's a lot of distractions, or maybe you actually go into your job and there's a lot of emails, there's a lot of people that want your time, there's doctor visits, there's all these things that happen. And in that book, they call that the whirlwind. It's just going around you each day. So what happens is you come in, you're trying to get something done, you have this wildly important vision of how you're going to change the world, how your business is going to be successful this year. But what ends up happening is that the whirlwind takes your time. And when the whirlwind takes your time, you don't have time to actually go after your business goals. And I see this a lot with people. They'll get on Instagram, they'll get on Facebook, they'll get on TikTok. Then they're starting a YouTube channel, they're starting a podcast. And all of their efforts are going everywhere. And on top of the normal daily whirlwind, they never accomplish their goals because they've set too many goals. Let me give you a quick example of what this looks like in the real world. So here's a famous example. You all remember NASA, right? Of course you do. So whenever it was beginning out, it was a fledgling little government organization that was trying to achieve 8 different goals that they had. So if you go back and read it, it's from like 1958. They were trying to create long-range studies. They were trying to be the premier place where you would go for aeronautical and space science and something else and something else. And they had all these different goals that they were trying to do. There was 8 of them. And some of them are so long that I'm sure there's no way that a person could actually remember it. So the problem becomes is where's the finish line? How do we know when we've actually achieved this goal? How many people do we put on this goal? And that's in the midst of everything else that's happening in their day, the whirlwind. So they have 8 goals, which is very hard to achieve. They have just normal life and normal everything happening. So of course they're not going to be productive. But what happens is that John F. Kennedy comes along and he reduces that long list into one clear statement. He says, within the decade, we want to land a man on the moon and return him safely. That was the goal. So when you have folks that are able to put all of their energy into landing a person on the moon and returning them safely, it allows everyone's focus to be very clear and they know when they've reached the finish line. So what does that mean for you? How do you apply that to your business to make sure that your focus is actually going to be the thing that we start marketing and it's clear? Well, a lot of business owners come to me, and when they do, they ask questions of, how often should I post on social media? Well, I'm running ads and I'm not getting the result that I want. And they ask all these questions that are almost a symptom of not having a very clear goal. There are some people that don't need to be running ads at all. There are some people that don't need to be on Instagram. Some don't need to be on YouTube. So there's this idea that your business has to be extremely clear for me to even help you or for any marketing person to help you. I had someone call me recently and they said, hey, I'm getting all these marketing calls and this company is saying that I need to pay for SEO, I need to pay for Google reviews, I need to pay for all these things. And I need to know if the price that they're charging me is actually valid. And I remember we kind of talked around certain different best practices for online marketing, but it really came down to one question that I asked, and I just said, well, what are your business goals? his business goals might not even be growth at this point. His business goals might actually be just fulfilling the services better and getting more time back in his life. And if that's his goal, he doesn't need to do all these other things. So when I asked him that, I just remember him saying, thank you for that. I should probably get my goals together before I start going out there building a new website and doing all these things. And that's where I really want everything that I do in this series to be grounded in this idea that you have a wildly important goal, and there's not many of them. So in the book, if you read the 4 disciplines of execution, what you'll find is that if you have 2 to 3 goals, you will generally accomplish those 2 to 3 goals. But if you have someone that has 4 to 10 goals, they'll actually accomplish 1 to 2 of those goals. So the more goals we start to add, the actual less effective having more goals can be. And they even put in the book from their experience that anyone that has over 11 goals that they're trying to accomplish usually ends up accomplishing a big fat 0. So the more goals that you have, the worse it can be. 2 to 3 goals, that's all we want. And then we want to go after them with a relentless execution. So Stephen Covey talks about have a priority in your business. And once you have a priority in your business, you want to unapologetically and smilingly go after those. Because then you know what you can say no to. And that gets into overwhelm and it gets into the stress. A lot of people, you don't start out overwhelmed. You become overwhelmed by adding too many things on your plate. If you think about the last time you were stressed out or you were overwhelmed, there was too many things to do. So before you go and start doing the things that I start describing in the next videos, whether that's building a sales funnel, how to actually go on different channels and grow your brand there, we really want to make sure that you're focused, you have 2 to 3 clear goals, and these are going to match up with your business goals. Because in the next video, we're going to talk about that. How do you actually start creating a content marketing strategy? So thanks so much for watching this. One question I think you should ask yourself is, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel a little bit stressed, if you feel stuck, the best way to become unstuck and to become clear is to actually focus on fewer things and go after them hard. I'm Joseph Bojang. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, you guys have a great day, a great week, and a great year.